Here's a question most people can't answer. How would you actually know if your kidneys were in trouble? Not guess. No. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You probably wouldn't. Not for years. Your heart gives you chest pain. Your stomach gives you cramps. Your kidneys, they just quietly keep working, even while they're being worn down. And by the time you feel anything at all, a lot of that damage is already done. That's exactly why I want to walk you through 7 habits that are the most common reasons kidney function declines after 60. And here's the part that surprises people. Most of them have nothing to do with age. They have to do with things people do every single day without ever realizing what it's costing them. Stick with me till the end, because number 6 is the one almost nobody sees coming. Before we get into it, a quick refresher. Your kidneys are 2 fist-sized organs, and they do far more than most people think. They filter your blood, they clear out waste and extra fluid, they help control blood pressure, and they activate the vitamin D your bones depend on. When kidney function starts slipping, the early signs are so vague that people blame everything except the kidneys. Tired all the time? Must be my age. Ankles a little puffy? Must be from standing too long. That's how kidney disease earns its nickname as a silent condition. It hides behind the excuses we hand ourselves. The first habit is eating more sodium than you realize. This isn't about the salt shaker on your table. Most people barely touch that. The real problem is processed and packaged food. Canned soups, deli meat, frozen dinners, salted snacks. Foods where the sodium is baked in before it ever reaches your plate. Extra sodium makes your body hold on to fluid, which raises blood pressure, and your kidneys have to work harder to filter that extra volume. Do that for years, and the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys start to wear down. You don't have to give up flavor. You just have to start checking labels, because the sodium hiding in a single can of soup can equal what you'd get from salting 3 home-cooked meals. The second habit is reaching for painkillers out of habit rather than necessity. Sore knees, a headache, a stiff back, and the hand goes straight for the same bottle that worked last time. This is incredibly common after 60 because joint pain becomes part of daily life. But a category of painkillers called NSAIDs, the ones many people keep in their medicine cabinet, can reduce blood flow to the kidneys when used frequently over long stretches. Kidneys need steady, consistent blood flow to do their job, and repeated use of these medications interferes with that. Taking one occasionally isn't the concern. The concern is when it becomes 3 or 4 times a week without ever checking in with your doctor about whether that's safe for you specifically. Quick gut check. When's the last time you actually counted how many you took in a week? The third habit seems almost too simple to matter, and that's exactly why people miss it: not drinking enough water. As we get older, the sense of thirst gets weaker. Your body needs the same amount of fluid it always did, but the signal that tells your brain to drink it gets quieter. So a lot of people go through the day mildly dehydrated without ever feeling thirsty enough to notice. Less water means less fluid for your kidneys to work with when clearing waste. That waste becomes more concentrated, raising the risk of kidney stones and putting extra strain on kidney tissue. The fix isn't chugging a huge glass all at once, it's keeping water nearby and sipping steadily through the day. The fourth habit is skipping regular checks on blood pressure and blood sugar. These 2 numbers are the biggest threats to kidney health that exist, and both can be completely silent for years. High blood pressure slowly damages the small blood vessels inside the kidneys. High blood sugar does the same thing through a different pathway. People who feel fine often assume there's no reason to get checked. But feeling fine and having healthy numbers are 2 very different things. Here's what makes this habit different from the rest on this list. It's the only one a single yearly appointment can completely fix. 15 minutes, once a year. That's it. The 5th habit is taking in more protein than your body actually needs, especially through supplements and powders. Now, protein matters more as we age, since it helps maintain muscle, so I'm not telling you to avoid it, but when protein intake goes well beyond what your body requires, especially in concentrated supplement form, your kidneys have to process all of that extra nitrogen waste. For someone with fully healthy kidneys, this may not be a big deal. But for anyone with even mildly reduced kidney function, it adds a real burden. And remember, you often won't know your kidney function has dropped until it already has. The fix isn't eliminating protein. It's figuring out your actual need with your doctor rather than guessing based on what a label recommends for the general population. The sixth habit is taking herbal or so-called natural supplements without knowing what's actually in them. There's a common assumption that natural automatically means safe. That assumption has caused real harm. Testing on certain herbal products has found heavy metals and compounds that directly damage kidney tissue, particularly in products that aren't regulated the same way medications are. This doesn't mean every herbal supplement is dangerous. It means that taking anything long-term without knowing its source or safety data is a risk you're taking blind. If you take supplements regularly, bringing the actual bottle to your next doctor visit is worth the 2 minutes it takes. The seventh habit is chronic poor sleep combined with ongoing stress. This connection surprises a lot of people. When sleep is consistently cut short, cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, stays elevated longer than it should, and blood pressure tends to rise along with it. People under constant stress also tend to have blood pressure that swings up and down throughout the day, which is hard on the delicate vessels inside the kidneys. Sleep isn't just rest. It's repair time for your entire body. And when that window shrinks, your kidneys lose part of their recovery period too. So how do you actually know if any of this is catching up with you? There are a few signs worth paying attention to. Swelling around the ankles or eyes, especially noticeable in the morning. Fatigue that doesn't have an obvious cause. Changes in urine, particularly if it becomes foamy or unusually dark. Loss of appetite, or itchy skin that no lotion seems to fix. Any one of these alone could point to something else entirely. But if you notice 2 or 3 together, that's worth a conversation with your doctor, not a Google search at midnight. Here's the reassuring part. Protecting your kidneys doesn't require a complete life overhaul. It comes down to small, repeatable choices. Cook at home more often than you eat processed food. Keep water within reach, and sip through the day instead of waiting until you're thirsty. Treat painkillers as a last resort rather than a first response. Get your blood pressure and blood sugar checked once a year, even when you feel perfectly fine. And if you take any supplement regularly, ask your doctor about it directly, instead of assuming the label knows your body better than your doctor does. If you recognize yourself in 1 or 2 of these habits, that's not a reason to panic, it's a reason to pay attention. This video wasn't made to scare you. It was made because kidneys are remarkably forgiving organs when you catch a problem early. Small changes now genuinely add up over the years. Listen to what your body is telling you. Don't brush off the small stuff, and if anything feels off, talk to your doctor sooner rather than later. If this was useful to you, hit like so more people like you see it. Subscribe if you want more videos like this one, and share it with someone in your life who might need to hear it, because chances are, this is the first time anyone's explained it to them this way. This video is for general informational and educational purposes only, and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your doctor before making changes to your diet, medication, or supplement routine, or if you have concerns about your kidney health.